Hello, everyone. It's Sunday, 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 and we are here in a kind of a quick thrown together show, but not the research hasn't been quickly thrown together because I've got Rockman here who knows what he's talking about. Welcome, Rockman.
Hello, Aaron. Hello, everybody. Good to be here. Good to see everyone.
It's been too long since we've gone live, and I'm glad I said something because you said you have positive news, and we're not gloom and doom today, are we?
Exactly. I think this whole dark winter nonsense is just like a spell that they try to cast now. And I think that this new generation of investors is going to be the beginning of the new golden age. Pun intended.
Yeah, uh, we're bringing you a new age, but no, it's going to be a good age. Like what you said just a minute ago, kind of, glory to the Lord, but it made me feel pretty good that you admitted that I brought you into the investment world somehow.
Oh yeah. When before I even became a 7K member, you already provided me with like my first bits of silver. Like I won a couple raffles here and there, and that's essentially what began. Like when I first began collecting silver, thanks to you, silver was only at $11 an ounce, and now, especially because of recent events, silver is about to hit 30, and I have like a good, nice looking stash just hidden away.
I do remember too, you had won like a 4 ounce raffle, and I had said to you, you're now more wealthy than 97% of America. And turns out I was wrong. You're more wealthy than 98% of America because I don't think people realize the kind of wealth just having some silver can bring them when hard times hit.
Oh yeah, and people are finally starting to get it. In all the threads that I've been in within the last 4 days, this is a really new phenomenon. And I guess I should start from the beginning because
Yes.
as it stands right now, everyone has a reason to feel black pilled, to feel down on themselves and everyone around them, maybe even be angry and lash out. But that's precisely what they want you to feel, the exactly what they're trying to project onto you. And what's going on at this very moment is an opportunity for the American people to actually bleed the establishment dry. Very same people we're hurting right now are the people that lobby Congress, that buy our politicians, that basically do the things that have been doing they've been doing to us for decades and decades. And yeah, this is left and right, center. Everyone's in on this because they know that the power has been taken from them and been put in the hands of the people that have been shorting businesses, putting them out of business, and manipulating our economy with the help of mainstream media. Every single segment they have is a performance designed to either bring some numbers up on a screen or bring some numbers down on. And for the very first time in most of our lives, they don't have that control anymore. We do.
That's such a great point. And it starts with what happened with Reddit with a bunch of people, a lot of people, and enough people that got together and said, let's do this. And they'll try to lie and say that's manipulation of the market, but it's not. It's sharing, hey, I want to get in on this. So I'm going to get in on this, talking about GameStop. And if anybody hasn't heard of that, basically they were trying to short the stocks for GameStop, which meant they were borrowing stocks and then they were betting that this price would drop, and the people on Wall Street Bets, which is a Reddit group, saw what was happening and they said, let's buy this stock. And them buying the stock is literally putting some businesses out of business. But we're not talking good guys. These are like hedge fund jerks.
Oh yeah, don't fall for their little lies because quite literally word of mouth on a public forum is not illegal. What they've been doing for the last 50, 60 years, since the very beginning of the Federal Reserve Act, uh, has been illegal since the very beginning, and they're quite upset that everything's being brought into the open because now regular people understand the game and they want in on it.
Which is when you listen to some of the like Mike Maloney and Stansberry research, they're they don't want us. The Robin Hood was supposed to be created for the little guy, and yet it's not really supposed to be for the little guy. And even worse is that they I have friends who say they want to have their retirement in 401ks. Well, okay, maybe not that, but mutual funds. And I say, don't do it. Get into precious metals. And I just sent this to her and I showed her what was going on with Robinhood. And I'm like, I really think you should reconsider how you're going to save your retirement. And I didn't get a response because I think people still just aren't. Yes, Mike Maloney's video, Eat My Shorts. We all watched, three of us shared that same video today in the Discord channel, which I'll share the Discord channel for anyone who's not there because we are trying really hard to keep up on this. At first, I didn't know it was going to go like this, but real quick, I'm going to mention, Rock, that we have silver with 7K metals. We have silver for sale now, and we have silver coming rolls. Like we've got tubes that are going to go on sale in the morning, and I don't think they're going to last long.
No, they're going to sell out right away. In fact, a couple of people I know were looking for ounces and ounces of it, and I sent them our 7K link, and all of us members have our own link that we shared that we since we're basically everywhere on the internet. I have like my little frogs, and you have your community, and there's Zen Garcia's community, and I know our community is just now getting into the crypto market, and this isn't just about like stocks and silver. This is also affects crypto. What's going on with Doji coin, which is a cryptocurrency, started off as a joke, and now it's essentially a short, or not a short target, but it's a target on the radar for Wall Street Bets, which is their Reddit online community. And part of my strategy, which I'm going to employ, and I will report the results of this strategy and share if it's successful, is to have a short or have a list of stocks that have been shorted and overlap it with the communications and chatter in their community and see which ones that they want to focus on. And when I see that affect the graph, if I see that start to pump up, that's when to jump in. And then as soon as it stops, that's when we sell off. I know there's a whole thing about hold the line, we want to make them bleed and all this, that, and the other, but our goal as a community isn't to ruin other people. We create, we support each other, and we invest in each other. So I'm not going to lose money just to make a
Right.
billionaire banker cry on TV. Other people are more than
That was
happy to
very
do that.
funny, by the way, when that guy was
Yeah, yeah,
crying on
and
TV.
I fully support it. I'm not knocking it. I love
Yeah,
it,
it was
but
funny.
I want to either make money or secure my future and the future of my children. And yeah, the only way to do that is to make sure that I have the currency that I need to do that. And whether that's a dollar, whether that's crypto, whether it's silver, I will have it. I will have an eye on it, and I will share that information with everyone.
Well, speaking of, real quick, speaking of availability of silver, these tubes that we're showing, I'm just showing the website right now. We have tubes listed for Maple Leaf, American Eagles, the Kangaroo, the Philharmonic. We have some Britannias up, and we've got tubes for Krugerrands from 2020 and 2021. These have not been up. So for them to put them up means they're going to go on sale because we currently have them. I don't know how fast they're going to go, probably pretty fast, but that means we have silver. We've got tubes of silver that are going to go on sale first thing in the morning. So, yes, anyone who has a website, share that link because people are freaking out. They're looking for silver.
Oh yeah, and I think the rounds are the perfect avatar of transaction for what's coming. Like we'll have like an ounce of silver represent however much money. Drop like 2 ounces of silver to buy a car, 3 ounces of silver to buy a house. We're about to approach that level of transaction, I believe.
We were talking about Mr. Robot on Friday night, and I don't know if you ever watched it, but the show is basically the same story that we're going through now, a forced economic crash and having to turn to a centralized cryptocurrency, and that but makes people think that that means crypto is bad and evil, but there's a difference between centralized and decentralized cryptocurrency. And yes, we're new at getting in, at least me and a few others. I don't know about you, you might have a better knowledge of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but we're getting into this new, and I'll tell you what, people are also clamoring for that. Are you seeing that to be the same case for you?
Absolutely, and I have the same attitude towards crypto that I have towards a great many other things, like a healthy skepticism, because different cryptos are owned by different individuals, and some individuals have malice towards Americans and what they represent and what they want for themselves and others, and some other owners of crypto, for example, Facebook and Zuckerberg, want complete utter chaos. They want to support, burning entire small towns and blaming it on wildfires and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely do your research and take a look at what's going on. And also, there's another factor to be considered, and that is memes. Like Pepe memes. Some of these stocks that are being targeted are essentially being called meme stocks. So that's what Doji is. That's a cryptocurrency that's essentially a meme. A meme. It's essentially a meme, and then the GameStop meme is another meme. And basically anything that the internet, not just the Reddit community, but the internet itself designates to be a meme is essentially what is either about to be pumped up or about to fall, depending on who's shorting what and who's investing in what. So it's really addressing the entire uh, flawed system that we have, where you can have like a stock or an investment and have two owners, and you can't have two owners for a car. You can't have two owners for a house,
Yes.
well, unless you're like married or something. But it's all in the public eye, and that's not even to mention what Robinhood did to its customers, under pressure from the White House. Uh, Yellen, the security, the
Yes.
SCE,
Janet Yellen.
SEC, like she
Yep.
has her speaking fees from uh what was that one company? No, the one company that's involved with Robinhood. Like she got speaking fees from that company as well as a great many others, and then just other members of the Biden administration connected to the wrong side of this equation. So there are those who have never even voted for Trump, never even liked Trump, never even paid attention to politics in general. They just only pay attention to their pocketbook. They only pay attention to their bank accounts, and they see that they're the ones being censored. They're the ones being called the white supremacists. They're the ones being called uncivilized. All these other names.
I wanted to mention to you, I had pulled up this chart, and so since Barbara's asking about it in the chat, can you see the screen, Rock, or do you have it open on your phone at all?
Oh, I'll take a look. Let me see here.
So what I have open is called the sponsored organizational tree chart for the cryptocurrency that we're doing. I wanted to let you know that just like 7K metals, you're earning points towards income, even though you haven't, funded the account yet. And so there's still a chance for that for anyone that's signed up already and hasn't funded your account. I recommend you do that. You see Doc Michael here. I don't know why it's split up the way it is. I'm up here in the right hand corner, and then everybody knows Brenda. She's over here, and then Karen and Kenny. I don't know why it's spread out like that. It's probably because Doc has the most people signed up, so that's how they split it up. But anyway, just like 7K metals, you can start earning points even before you sign people up, same kind of idea, or before you fund your account. So it's exactly like 7K metals where it's a binary. You just put somebody on your left and you put somebody on your right. And so when you get so many points left and right, you get $250 bonus just for getting those points. So just letting you guys know, that's why I put that chart up. But this is the crypto company that we're with, and it's the IMC coin. It's in Wyoming. It's a U.S. coin. There's a lot of good reasons to get involved in it because it's stable. Because talking about the market, Bitcoin and things like Ethereum are more of a volatile asset that is still gambling just like the market. I mean, I don't, and like you said with Dogecoin, they're trying to pump that one up too. They're trying to get it up to $1. And it was at less than 10 cents a coin or something like that. I don't know if they can really do that. I think they need like 1.2 million people or something to make it happen. But you can't pump up this coin. You can't pump and up this coin. This is a stable coin. So I just wanted to mention that as far as the crypto side. But anyway, back to what you wanted to continue talking about.
Oh yeah, just only invest in what you have faith in. Only invest in what you can trust. For example, crypto you mentioned. For example, silver, gold, like copper, like coffee, canned food, just things that you know are going to be of value no matter what. And and try not to get wrapped up in the goals and the reasons behind why a Reddit community or an internet community may do some of the things that they're doing. Only pay attention to what
Yes.
can profit you and your friends and your family.
You said something too that was so important. You said you can't sell two things to one person unless, wait, is that what you said? All right. Well, you were mentioning selling
Well,
two. the same product to two people. That's what you said, unless they're married. And that's what futures are
Yes.
doing with gold and silver. In fact, that's where the pump up is really coming in because a lot of people have bought the paper futures and they're going to demand physical. And that's what they've been doing. They've been selling physical to two different people. They sold the same ounce of silver to two different people. And so it's going to be like a bank run when they try to get their physical gold and silver, they're not going to be able to get it. And one thing people don't understand about 7K when they question us or what we're doing, we send out physical gold and silver. Even if you do the Sound Money wallet, that physical gold and silver is in a vault and it's audited and it has to be there. And if it's not there, they get in big trouble. And oh my gosh, my silver has gone up. I was at what, 3,800 yesterday? I'm at 4,341 today, doing nothing. I didn't add any more to this. Holy cow, it's up to $40 for a Silver Eagle right now.
Yeah, physical is already much higher than spot price or whatever. But yeah, that perfectly demonstrates what actually happened with the GameStop stock, the GME stock. What happened was, the hedge funds, shorted it, and so there's, investing in the failure of the stock, and there's investing in the benefit of the stock, investing in like in GameStop doing well and pumping money into that stock. And what's going on is, the Reddit community and a good chunk of the American people are investing in GameStop and on principle just to throw the middle finger at the hedge funders who have been trying to crash it this entire time. And this is a general or a general reaction to Occupy, or not Occupy, but to the 2008 crash. This is a reaction to the COVID lockdowns. This is a reaction to a great many things. And like these individuals have been profiting off our suffering for so long, are finally starting to hemorrhage capital. Then it's time to squeeze harder.
It's just, so. Do you have if are you following in any of the groups, or are you in the Wall Street? Were you in the Wall Street Bets group? And if you weren't, do you know where they've moved now? Because I know they've been taken off of Reddit for sure.
They still have a Reddit community. It's still up there. However, I am lurking on their Telegram com, so I'm essentially paying attention to what they're talking about, what they prominent members are thinking of doing, what they may not do. And as far as like stuff like Doji, like that crypto, it's a joke currency from the very beginning, and I think it's meant to throw off the establishment because as they've demonstrated time and time again, they don't understand jokes.
Oh, their memes are so bad. They were trying to compare that new White House press secretary to Peanuts redhead gal that nobody ever liked because she always pulled the football out from Charlie Brown. I'm like, what are these people thinking? They're clueless. So you're just lurking on Telegram, you said, following the Wall Street Bets themselves.
Pretty much, yes.
And are they recommending? What are they saying? Are they just saying continue? You said hold the line. Maybe on GameStop, are they talking about doing this with anything else?
Oh yeah, they have a good. They have like a bunch of other targets that they mean to invest in. But right now, they're continuing the hold the line on the GameStop stock. And as far as my own personal list of shorts is concerned, I have a lot of the stocks and items on my list are things that they're talking about manipulating next. And the top one is silver. Now, there's a lot of accounts out there, not a lot yet, but there's a few accounts out there that are trying to throw out like little tricks. They're trying to say, oh yeah, silver's fake news. It's they're trying to take control of the market back by getting you to waste your money on silver. And it's very low energy. It's very predictable. And I think we're over the target on this one.
Good point, because somebody said today in the Discord they're kind of scared. They hope this isn't a trick, and I said it can't be a trick with silver. And that's, we can't be a Ponzi because they physically deliver the silver to us. They're not holding it and hoping we don't ask for it. That the Ponzi is in the futures, the COT
Oh
ETFs.
yeah, what I found helps me when I'm sharing the 7K link and just in general talking about precious metal is just sharing pictures of my stack, like sharing pictures of my stash and letting them know that I get my stuff physical from my company and I don't have to worry about not getting it. And we also have the fractionals with Sound Money Wallet.
Somebody just posted. So AppMex is saying we don't, due to unprecedented demand on physical silver products, we are unable to accept any additional orders on a large number of products until global markets open Sunday evening. And That's interesting because people usually get upset that we don't sell when the markets close, but there's a reason for that. The reason that AppMex has been able to do that is because they have such a huge amount. Usually, they have such a huge amount of inventory that they, because they buy it at a whatever price, they can still promise the price over the weekend until the markets open. But they're saying we can't do that right now. I guess they're going on a global market on Sunday evening. We go on the American New York Stock Exchange market, so we open in the morning, which is great because we could just get up in the morning. We got to start buying. I assume that's probably around, I think maybe 6 or 7 a.m. my time, which is Mountain Standard Time, but I'm not exactly sure because I've never sat and watched us open. I've never been like, okay, is the market open yet? Is the market? I've never done that in the morning. So this might be the first time we're sitting here trying to see what time they open. But I posted that they don't have silver, but we do. And somebody says, we need products that can be stored in a private vault. So I'm going to let her know we have a private vault free with membership. If anyone doesn't know that, you're using the Sound Money wallet, I think, right, Rockman?
Absolutely. Yeah, I had someone come in and purchase an item, and there were some points, and I got some money out of that that was stored automatically into my Sound Money wallet, and I got that back when silver was like $15, and right now it's almost at 30, and my account reflects that, and I never really touched it. It's just sitting there growing. Most of my silver is physical. It's on hand. This is like essentially the rest of my silver.
Well, that's what I said yesterday. I had 3,800 and I haven't done anything to add any money to it, and it's already at 43, 41. And this is what I've been waiting for. When I very first started putting my dollars into the Sound Money wallet, which is a vault that is physical, that is, in case there's anyone new just joining the chat, it is a physical vault. It is protected by Lloyd's of London and it is audited. But yeah, they're selling silver eagles at $40.57 an ounce. So just since yesterday, I've made $500 just by having my money in silver and gold. So
Yes,
awesome.
essentially as a side effect to all the different kinds of speculation that's going on right now. Like these guys are panicking because it's not like they can just stop trying to short stocks. It's essentially how they, quote unquote made a living. It's the only thing they know how to do, destroying businesses, particularly American businesses. And a lot of these hedge funds, a lot of these individuals specifically focus on American companies in this whole fake pandemic lockdown nonsense, which is deliberately shutting down American businesses. People are making hand over fist with each other on our blood and our sweat and our tears.
Yeah, so like you said, this is the time you had such good positive things to say right before we went on, and you've been also saying right now that this is the time for us to get invested. Anyone can start buying gold and silver. It's still not too late, even though the price is up. Is it ever a bad time to buy gold and silver, Rock? Do I say it's ever a bad time?
It's never a bad time to buy. It wasn't a bad time to buy when it was 11. It's not a bad time to buy when it's almost 30 now. And it's not going to be a bad time to buy when it eventually shoots up to like $1,000 an ounce or even higher.
So Barbara says, wait, what? We send to your home and now it's a vault? You can do both. I put some of mine in a vault with the company, so that's free. If you have a membership, you can use the vault. They'll house it for you if you don't want to have it shipped to your house. I do both. I have a bunch of it shipped to me, but for the vault, it's only gold eagles and silver eagles. So if I want something that's not gold eagles and silver eagles, it comes to my house. So for instance, somebody asked how much for a sleeve. I'm just going to show these tubes again if you don't mind, Rock. But tomorrow, these tubes are going to go on sale in the morning. And so if I want that tube of maple leaves, I'm not going to be able to put that in the vault because they're just doing gold and silver eagles for the vault. That's free. They're going to have private vaults that you can start using if you get coin of the month in the future. They're probably almost ready. They're building those vaults. They're building them in the Idaho office. So if anyone says, well, what do I do if the grid goes down? Well, drive to Idaho and get your gold and silver. I know where the company is. I can tell you guys. The address is on our website. But the tubes of silver eagles are going to, looks like currently priced at 663. The tubes of maple leaves are going to be 820. The kangaroos are at 814. This could all change as soon as the market opens in the morning, guys. Currently, the
Yes.
Philharmonic says 651, and the Krugerrands are 799 for a tube. So those are all going to go on sale in the morning. The price could change as soon as the market's open. But back to you.
Yeah, 7K delivers. You're gonna get your silver. Don't worry. I know. Like I had a couple people like they read like the fine print for some items in our on 7K saying that it's not eligible to be stored in the vault, like
Mm-hmm.
just like how you were talking about, and they misread that, thinking that they wouldn't be able to have their own silver for however for whatever reason. I'm like, no, no, you just poor at reading comprehension. You get your silver here. Here's a picture, and I
Mm-hmm.
showed them a picture of my stuff, and yada yada. But yeah, there's a lot of like um skepticism because people don't want to lose the money they have left. Like
Yeah.
they're worried about jumping in the water. But I think volatility that we're responsible for is good. I think this is an example of how a free market is supposed to work, and they don't like it. They don't like it when the rules are
Yes.
flipped against them.
That's exactly right. The free market, just like Mike Maloney talked about, he's like, that's when, as peers, we come together and we make an exchange that benefits us both. That's what the free market is. We haven't had a free market in who knows how long. We wouldn't, you and I have not even been alive long enough to know what a free market is.
Exactly. And right now in this very moment in this point in history, we're at the forefront of a new generation of independent investors, a new generation of citizens that are investors. Like it's not just a Wall Street establishment game; it's our game.
Somebody says,
And
can
I think
they?
that's
Go
ironically
ahead.
why GameStop was a stock because I'm sure everyone's heard of the saying "gamers rise up." Like gamers, GamerGate, gamers are the most oppressed members
Yeah.
of society. This, that, and the other thing. It's a statement. It's a message.
Well,
And I
now
think
they're
it's related to the counter move by white hats. I think this is the same old establishment versus populism, uh, the elite versus the rest of us.
that's been a that's also been a speculation that there's been some higher ups that might have been in on the Reddit decision to go in on this GameStop thing because they sure did get a lot of people in on it. I was thinking about that myself. I'm like, this is either a really big group that all trust each other, which is what I'm hoping for someday, right? Like that's the kind of network we're building in our Discord channel. We're trying to get a group of people together in such a way that we just say, oh, hey, okay, hey, Doc, hey, Marie, hey, Karen, or hey, Rockman, go check this thing out just because I said so. And you're going to be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. So that's the kind of group either they've already got or there might have been some higher ups in on it. What do you think?
As far as that specific group is concerned, I'm still paying attention to their comms and monitoring them. Some of they're like it isn't really like a leadership kind of structure. It's just like an organic community that basically came together. Um, However, some of the posters and some of the prominent posters have a certain language that they use that I'm still picking apart as a writer. And you know how when you sit through a movie and you look out for symbols and comms and phrases and
Mm-hmm.
stuff to
Absolutely.
see if there's for the most part, it's pretty clean. It checks out. But some of the posts are kind of raised like a red flag or two. But they didn't have anything to do with like the stocks that are being targeted or the overall message behind the whole thing. They're just individual posters.
Real quick, I wanted to mention because there's a few questions. Somebody said, "Can you have your stuff delivered to a PO box?" Yes, it just has to go USPS at that point, so it might take 5 to 7 business days instead of 3 that FedEx would ship. But the post office box is a safe bet. Also, Barbara says, "I don't want to wait till Monday. That's too many hours away." So, you don't have to. We have Aztec calendar rounds. We've got 47, oh, seven, oh my gosh, these COVID coins are going so fast. There's 17 COVID coins left. I bought two first thing this morning. There was like 97. We've got a lot of flag. Oh, we don't have a lot of flag bars. We've got 31 flag bars. So if you sign up now, there's stuff to still buy. We've got 31 flag bars left. We've got 17 of the COVID coins. We've got over 100 of the Aztecs. We've got,
Samurai bars. Mention
yeah,
the samurai bars. Those look
okay.
really cool.
Yep, hold on. We got 67 of these, whatever those are. What is it called? The Sailing Ship Beauty. Not many of those flag bars. We've got the guns up. There's 70 left of those. There is 79 of these 1 ounce. There's a ton of stuff right now for sale. There's these 2 ounce Queen's Beast. There's a 10 ounce, and then the Samurai 10 ounce 3,888. There's 22 of those left. I mean, heck, if you really want to spend some money, you can get a Slavic God series for 569. I bought this one for this coin for 219.99 because I get into collectibles a bit. But there's plenty of silver for sale right now. There is you could get in here and buy a lot of silver today. You don't have to wait until the morning. I'm just letting you guys know there's a whole bunch more going on sale in the morning, and it's probably going to go fast. I don't know. They are tubes though, so they're not inexpensive. You know, they're not cheap, but some people are going to be able to, a lot of people are going to be able to afford these.
Yes, I just got my hands on a Krugerrand and a Philharmonic round, and they're stunning. They're beautiful. I specifically got the Krugerrand because of solidarity with the situation in South Africa and the Boers.
Yeah, we're going to have tubes of those for sale in the morning. I keep saying in the morning, you guys, because I don't know why else they would put the pictures up and then make us wait a week because they're not sold out because they haven't sold them yet. So I assume they're going to be on sale in the morning, but even if not, which I that wouldn't make any sense if they weren't. Even if not, we have plenty of silver for sale right now, but it's going fast because people people are seeing that there's no silver anywhere and they're going to buy up whatever they can. And that's the other point is people are going to stop caring if it's at the best price or not in a way. Well, I want silver at the best price. Really? Now you just want silver. Now you just want it because you're not finding it. It is going
Yeah,
fast.
and we're not the only 7K members out there. They're spreading the word too. So
Oh
you know,
yeah, lots of other 7K Metals members. I think there's probably over 10,000 members, and I don't know how many of them are active, but certainly a good chunk of them. You can see there's a group on Facebook, and they're pretty darn active, posting the stuff that they're buying, posting the people they're signing up, congratulating them. So yeah, now's the time. It's still not too late, and it's not even going to be too late tomorrow. It's not even going to be too late in a week from now because silver is not the entire stock of silver has not run out over the entire world. But you mentioned you had a list of stocks that they're shorting that maybe some people would be interested in buying in. Did you go over that list, or did you want to? Were you interested in that?
I'm still collecting the stocks, and I'm still monitoring that information. And once I see that my particular strategy that I have in mind is sound, then I'm gonna make a video to basically explain it all away, like in its own separate video.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what you did say. So we got to stay tuned because Rockman does have a YouTube channel. And if you want to drop the link in the Discord, I'll pass it along to the chat. Or if you
Sure
want to drop it
thing.
in the chat. But
And also, as far as like a internet community that we can trust, maybe we should start a subreddit. As 7K or for our own individual community or a particular community. What do you think?
I think that'd be a really good idea. Um, there's a lot of technologically disadvantaged people, and I'm not talking about our community at all. They're obviously doing fine because they're getting on the Discord and stuff. But it would be nice to try to get more of them. I think maybe our crypto group would be more apt to get in on that because the people that are willing to take the extra time to learn the cryptocurrency are they're willing to work a little harder to understand technology and internet stuff. So I'm not talking about people signed up under me when I'm talking about like the Facebook group people of some of the 7K. I mean, they barely want to get on their back office and look at anything some of the times. But they're willing to do Facebook and stuff like that. So I don't know. It could be in something to introduce. I should never say never. And I'm not putting anyone down because I don't even enjoy learning new technology stuff. This isn't a put down. I don't want to do it most of the time. But the crypto one, I was motivated because I talk about unstoppable domains all the time, and I had to get a wallet to have my domains. So I finally was motivated. I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. So this is certainly not a dig on anyone who doesn't want to uh, do this kind of technology stuff. But when it comes to Reddit, it's a little bit over some of our heads. So what would you say to try to get people to, more involved? What can we say to them to say this is worth doing because what?
Well, this is worth doing because the people that have been oppressing us all of our lives don't want us to do it. It's essentially just I'm appealing to the whole attitude of screw what they want. And there's
Okay.
this general attitude that even if there's a possibility to make a bunch of money, um, it doesn't matter because like they're gonna try bailing out whoever they're gonna try to bail out. They're gonna try to destroy the dollar, and I think this is our like our last chance to really prepare for that. Any profits that we make now is going to go towards being able to survive what's coming.
Yep. And that's why I think we got into crypto too. And what I'll tell people about the cryptocurrency again is it is a stable coin that we bought into. You cannot pump and dump it. So while they're going to maybe try to do that with some of these other coins like Doge or Doji, however you say it, whether they're successful or not, we don't know. But this coin that we have, I've already earned almost $500 in the first. Well, I've been doing it a month. And so part of that is the fact that we already understand this stuff. Like you and I, we've been talking about this stuff for what you said a year for you. It's been almost 4 years for me, and so we already talked to people about getting away from the dollar. So part of it's that, but also part of it is people want crypto right now. There are some people that they don't want anything to do with gold and silver, and they'll run to the crypto. Are you seeing that?
Oh, absolutely. It's trendy. It's very popular. It's like it, well, it was a phase. It was like what I would call like the yo-yo, like the hottest thing until it gets old and then becomes boring and obsolete. But now with the way things are going, some crypto is very lucrative and profitable, while other crypto is trash. And I think we're gonna see people learn how to trade however they want, however they can. And as far as like not wanting to learn new technology or figure things out, in an environment where we can basically get deleted off the internet
Mm-hmm.
at any moment in time, we're gonna need to be
You're gonna
flexible.
need
We're
to
gonna have to
learn.
find ways. We're gonna have to find ways to connect with each other, to communicate with each
Mm-hmm.
other, trade with each other. We need to establish our own system because we can't rely on them to just provide it for us on a platter because nothing's free. If something there's a service that's free, you're the product, and I'm sure
That's
you heard
right.
that many times.
Yes. And you make a lot of good points that we have to learn this technology, and that's what some people would say is like if they get centralized crypto, you're going to have a wallet just to get to your currency that you go to your day job and work to earn. And so everybody's going to have to learn this technology. But the other thing that's main point, I mentioned making $500. What I really don't care about is the dollars. What I care about is having something I can use as a currency that gets me away from the dollar. So for instance, this cryptocurrency is meant to be used as a currency to buy things with the currency, the cryptocurrency itself, not so much the dollar. I mean, it shows me what I can cash out for dollars or I can buy more coins, but I'd rather use it as a currency because we got to get our mind away from the dollar. It's not the dollar that we want to have a bunch of, and people say, "Oh, I want to be a millionaire." Of what? Of a bunch of paper dollars that mean nothing, or of tangible assets like gold and silver, or if you're into crypto, doing that too. We've got to get our mindset off of the importance of dollars. Even though we need them, we've got to use them. They're not what's important. What's important is getting out from under the thumb of the government.
Personally, I think it's more it's a much more cool, it's much more boss and pimp to walk around and pay for things in Krugerrands or in Eagers in Eagles instead of dollars. I could walk into a car dealership and drop a couple silver Eagers and silver Eagles. I'm sorry, I missed
We get what you're saying.
and drive out of the place. And I think we're gonna become to the point where we're gonna be able to choose which currency we want to use and use that.
You kind of already can because I've talked to, for instance, I bring up the tattoo artist because I was trying to get one to sign up one time. And I said, if I came in here with silver, you'd accept it for a tattoo? And he was like, oh, heck yeah. So he understood the value of it. He knew he could go cash it in for dollars. But that is the free market. That was a peer-to-peer exchange that benefits us both. I pay him silver. I don't do tattoos anymore, just to make that clear. But if I were to, he would have taken the silver and I would have gotten the tattoo.
Yes, that's a perfect example there.
Justine says, "Do you have a link to Aaron?" I have a link, but all the people that are dropping their links are all good. You can use any of them. I pinned Rockman's at the top though because this is his show. So I'm recommending people click his link because he's the one spending the time educating us today. So his link is pinned at the top, and signing up with him is as good as signing up with me. We're a team. This is how we do it. This is why I don't have Rockman on just so I can put his link up, but we're a team that whatever helps him helps me.
Yes, we're a team and we're a community. Like we get together like every day on Discord. We talk to each other and we tell jokes, and it's a fun time. And I also want to bring up that those of us who are still trusting on the plan, I'm gonna share an image here for Aaron to share with everyone, and I'm gonna go ahead and post it here on live text.
Okay.
There we go. And Donald Trump Jr. shared this on his Telegram, and that's where I picked that from. And I think that statement basically summarizes everything right there. What do you think, Aaron?
It says, "Is it just me, or does the Wall Street bets guy look exactly like a young Donald Trump? Do you all think that's a do you think that's a coincidence? Do you know who else talks about a rig system?" Yeah, that I was kind of thinking that too. And I'm seeing stuff about him starting his own, um, instead of Republican Democrat, starting his own political party and calling it like the Patriot Movement or something. I'm not saying I wouldn't get behind that. I'm not saying that. I worry because I feel like he left a lot of people in the dust. But if he makes a comeback, maybe not. Maybe it's just timing, and we gotta wait and see what's gonna happen.
I will follow whatever populism, like whatever manifests through the populace is going to come up. Like it may not even be a president anymore at this point. The stuff that's going on today happened towards the end of the Weimar area and the Weimar era in Germany, and it was just before their depression, and that basically set the stage for the rise of Hitler. So hopefully we can avoid that particular
Yeah.
frame.
Maybe that's where your positivity is coming, because I'm looking at this too as an interesting turnaround. This is an interesting turn of events that it still may crash our economy and really be bad for some, but for us, like Scott just said, stay out of paper promises. We're not trying to jump in the next stock. I mean, you're keeping track of it for your reasons, and I think we should. I think it's something to keep an eye on. But there's no way I'm going to jump on the stock of any kind right now. I'm just watching my silver go up, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to continue with the crypto, but that's also because I don't have a whole bunch of extra income to spread out into diverse areas like that. So being diverse like that isn't a bad idea, as long as you're getting in with the right group. And like you said, don't just necessarily go with what somebody tells you, and maybe don't just hold the line. Like, go ahead and make some money, rather than like what you just said in the beginning. Rather than worrying about making that billionaire cry online, some of it is go ahead and earn some income off of that, and maybe get out. But for sure, you're not ever going to lose with gold and silver, because it has been money for 5,000 years. And if the dollar crashes, it will be money again.
Yes, I would never tell anyone to go broke just to make a billionaire cry on TV. And I gotta tell you, that was really nice to see. Like there's snot coming out of his nose. Like he was upset, very upset. That wasn't an act. So that holds my attention, I think, and I think that holds a lot of people's attention because now you notice that they're not quite talking about it as much as they were before because they saw the reaction to their reaction and they're like, oh wait, these people don't really have a sense of sympathy towards the people that have been stealing their money and destroying their businesses. Who knew?
Well, yeah, and man, and just an example of the rules for thee and not for me. That they can say they can try to turn it around. They're even trying to say some of these redditors are white supremacists, gamers are white supremacists. They probably been trying to say that for a little while. I don't know that that's new, but trying to turn it around and say, well, they're messing with the market. They're the ones that are, it's market manipulation. I even heard that on the Stansberry research. I don't know if she was just trying to push back, but I was surprised to hear her say, "Do you think this is market manipulation?" But luckily, the guy she was interviewing said, "No, this is not market manipulation. This is people saying this is what I want to buy it with me." Again, we don't know who all is behind it, but if it, some kid cashed out allegedly. I can't prove it, but some kid was gifted GameStop like 4 years ago from an aunt or an uncle or something, and he cashed out for 3 grand. And the kid was like 10. So cash it out, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, there's a lot of new thousandaires out there now because of what's going on,
Right.
and and yeah, it's definitely a thing to see. It's definitely a sight to behold, and I think it's a very unique opportunity. I think Dark Winter was essentially just another lie. I think this is the beginning of a new age, new golden age,
A new
pun intended,
golden
gold silver
age.
age.
And also,
Yeah, I'm very optimistic with what's going to happen in the future because they're not going to stop there. And there are people who aren't even part of Wall Street bets from all over the world, from India, from China, uh from Russia, from UK. There are people jumping on and buying GameStop stock because they know that um the hedge funds and the hedge funds friends, and the government, which is supposed to be poised to bail them out at any given point in time, they're all their hands are tied. They're going to be obligated. They're contractually obligated to buy those shares back. Like they can't avoid it. The only way to stop what's happening would be, essentially to just shut everything down, not go by the Constitution. No one's allowed to trade anything anymore ever. Like they're not ready to push that button. I don't think.
So, real quick, Barbara says, "Can I just buy the gold and silver without becoming a member?" And I would say yes, but I don't recommend it because the benefits of the membership are the better prices for one, but we also have health insurance. You also become part of a team. You also have the ability to earn income. You've become involved with other people where we're all helping each other out, and it's not necessary, but I really, really think that it would behoove you to be a member and not just to buy at the higher price as a non-member. Because if you're going to buy any decent amount of silver, it's going to pay itself back just by the savings that you're going to make on buying it at dealer direct prices rather than the higher price. And that reminds me, APMEX and JM Bullion have increased their minimums. It used to be like if you wanted to buy 50, you could get a better price. If you wanted to buy 500, then you had the price that was closest to us, but they still didn't beat our prices. Well, now they've increased it so their minimums are like starting at 100. So they don't even drop their price until you buy 100 of the same coin. And then they really drop it if you buy 500. They still don't beat our prices if you just buy one coin. So it makes sense to be a member. And I was going to speak to what you said about the thousandaires. That's that makes me wonder if they're not going to be able. The whole Great Reset with Davos, they've been trying to talk about how they want to redistribute our wealth. They're not saying redistribute our wealth. They're calling it um, what they had a new word of the kind of capitalism, shareholder capitalism, where they're saying we all have a share in it. But what they're saying is they're going to redistribute our wealth and nobody's going to have anything and they're going to like it, just like Klaus Schwab said himself. We're having nothing and we're going to like it. And that's redistribution of wealth in the stage of normalization that Yuri Bezmenov talks about. We've hit crisis mode. Now we're going into normalization and they want to redistribute our wealth. But it's possible maybe we can turn it around with what they're doing because we are in a new, like you said, a new age. I'm not talking about new age movement. We are in a new epoch, let's say, where we have the ability to do things differently because of the internet, because
Oh
of
yes, let me let
our
me
technology.
let me
Yep,
put
go
it
ahead.
into sorry. Let me put it into perspective here. So the whole you will own nothing, you will like it, live in a pod, you will eat bugs, this, that, and the other thing. Learn to code, learn to install solar panels. What we're about to do, we haven't quite done it yet, but what we're about to do is flip it on them. The biggest no you in history.
The biggest no you.
No you. No you. And that's like essentially like one of the first memes. Just
Oh,
whatever
got it.
insult comes your way, whatever anyone calls you, anything they say, you're just like, no you. It's basically the online version of your mom.
Hmm. Right. Yep. And well, okay. And you know about Yuri Bezmenov. You know about the four stages that he talks about and how that's what the Great Reset really sounds like with all of that. And yet we're not. None of us are going to matter. We're just going to be cattle. I know we already are, but it's gonna. It could be even worse. And they've got people talking about concentration camps and already for us right wing. Well, some of us. I mean, we're not all trying to get on the Hegelian dialectic, but that's what we'll be bunched into. We bunched into the right wing white supremacy thing, and they're going to want re-education camps, and maybe we can turn it around. I don't know.
I think, well, it's not what I think, it's what I know. What happened with the GameStop, Robinhood, everything that's been going on right now, what happened kind of fractured the narrative because we had Alexandria Ocasio Cortez essentially come out saying the same thing Donald Trump Jr. said about the
Hmm.
whole thing.
That
Like
was a trip.
this is yeah, and this basically, even though AOC's like crazy, she's the enemy. She wants to put us on education camps and all this other thing. She, in her own right, is a populist. She is put in her position because of a populist movement. Whether I agree with it or not, whatever. But she's there.
Yep. That was very interesting to see her and Don Jr. agree. I mean, what a time really to be in here's the thing is if we can get on the standpoint of agreeing on something, I think a lot of us, especially in the not so like liberal nutso side would be like, that's cool. Like if we can get on the same page on something, then let's get on the same page on something. So it could change a lot of things. It's hard to say because they're a lot of them are plants and they're getting paid. They're MK Ultra or Monarch mind control, so they're really gonna have to do what it is they're in there to do, I suppose. But you never know. Maybe we're going to break some programming out there.
Yeah, and I'm not of the opinion that, or as a um, personal for me, because of what I've been through and what I've been reporting on in the last year with the riots and BLM and Antifa and all this other thing. I'm not going to team up with traitors. I'm not going to team up with individuals that took part in stealing the election away from President Trump. And I'm not going to team up with individuals that have been trying to light cops and buildings and people on fire. But I
Yeah,
will
of
certainly
course.
team up with a bunch of you know, regular people out there who invest on the daily and they see what's going on, just regular people like you and me, I will team up with them. And I will be your ally. I will be your best friend, you know?
Somebody said about reporting on gold and silver, it does not apply to the $10,000 deal. Gold and silver does not. In fact, you can sell 100,000 silver eagles in a day and you don't have to report it because the Bullion Act was from 1984. So anything after the Bullion Act of Ronald Reagan implemented, you do not have to at all. It's not considered. You don't have to do the $10,000 transaction that you report to the IRS. You do not have to report it at all. So that applies to several coins, anything made after 1984. And the stuff that you do have to report on is based on weight and not on dollar amount. So generally speaking, the dollar amount will be far supersede even a $10,000. So you could still sell $20,000 to $50,000 of those items and not have to report them to the IRS at all. That's why this is such an anonymous purchase and it's an anonymous sales. You can do this peer to peer and never actually have to legally report it. You could sell a lot of things and pretend not to have to report it, but this you don't legally do not have to report. So if I wanted to sell 100 grand in silver eagles today, I don't have to report anything to the IRS at all.
Oh yeah, and since you report things by weight, it's like there's a essentially a line of oversight that won't even get through because of government employees don't really look at things twice.
Right. Right. And also the other benefit of being a member is the tax write-offs that you can do for, I wouldn't say tell them everything you're buying and write all of that off, but I do give at least half of my purchases and of receipts to my accountant. And I also can write off my gas from the start of the day because my office is at home. So I can start writing off my gas for when I leave the house. I can write off one meal a day. If I'm on a trip, I can write off the meals for the whole trip. As long as I talk to one person about gold and silver every single day, then I'm using the business and I can write all of those things off. It's actually pretty ridiculous and awesome at the same time because if income taxes legalize theft, then this is a way to get away from it. Did anyone else see the video of the guy saying if every American bought 3 to 4 ounces of physical silver, we'd bust the bankers? Well, yeah. In fact, somebody in the Discord said that he needs to buy 4 ounces of silver. I think it was Mr. New York. If everybody did that, yeah, it would actually destroy the whole system of silver because they wouldn't have enough physical, I think, to supply us all. I'm not sure because the banks have been hoarding the silver, and that's why they sell the COT ETFs, which are the paper futures. They're selling 1 ounce of coin to two or three different people, and that's why they're not going to be able to fulfill that. So buying physical, if you can get it, which we are selling, buying physical is going to help you, but those ETFs aren't going to do anything to hurt the bankers unless people demand physical, at which point they're not going to be able to supply.
Oh yeah, as far as what you were saying earlier, as far as reporting your earnings and stuff like that, definitely cross your T's and dot your I's and do everything as legally as possible because as far as what Wall Street bets have done and what all these people have done is it essentially represents the last legal way we have to fight back against the establishment, whereas every other way has been taken away from us.
Right. This is a way, I've said this, this is the first best step to getting out from under the government thumb. I've been saying that since I started my channel 2.5 years ago. that gold and silver is the best first step to doing that because it's easy. You get into the crypto, it's a little bit more complicated. You want to get into stocks and stuff like that, it's not even fair. It's definitely complicated. And it's not meant for us to make any money. And Robinhood proved that when they shut down, you could not increase your stance or whatever they call it. You couldn't increase you could sell, but you couldn't increase your placement in where you were buying stocks of on GameStop. You couldn't increase your position. That's what I was trying to say. Couldn't increase your position, but you could sell. And they put a stop to that for the everyday person. So they proved their point that they don't want the everyday person to do this. I hope more and more people wake up to this, but more so if they're going to pump silver next, even better for those of us who are buying it because it's still not done going up.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And this is after like the lockdowns and everything, the lockdown affecting the mines, the growth that we've seen throughout the year, throughout the last year, which was going to be consistent. Like it was going to keep growing at that consistent rate, regardless of how manipulated the value of silver is going to be. What was going to be, but now with everything changing, like all these new variables being introduced, um, yeah, like what we're gonna see in the future now is these hedge fund companies, they're gonna hesitate more. They're not gonna want to short out a company as
Good.
aggressively as
Yeah.
before. They might impose limits on themselves just to protect themselves. There's gonna be reform on all directions. There's gonna be regulation in all directions, but there there's still gonna be opportunities for us to make money. We just need to well, we need to remember that we are actually smarter than them. We're not the unsophisticated redneck cattle that they see us as. We outsmarted them, and we're going to continue to outsmart them because there's blood in the water, and we're going to anticipate all their next moves. Like we already see them pressing Elizabeth Warren on making a statement as far as like trying to investigate whether these internet communities broke any FCC laws or whatever.
Oh
But
yeah. Yeah,
no,
somebody else is trying to say if you are hashtagging buy the dip that you could be committing a felony. No, because they're saying if you
buy
hashtag
the dip. Buy
yeah.
the dip is it's a meme from during like right before COVID or whatever. There was this Twitter dude named Bill Mitchell who was shouting he was shouting buy the dip, this that and the other. And then there's an internet comedian named Mr. Mudoker that was essentially making fun of him because he saw Bill Mitchell's advice basically implode on itself, and he basically left in disgrace. And it was hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm not saying this person has any pull or they're somebody, but they were trying to say if you're giving financial advice if you say buy the dip or whatever that was. And I'm like, no, which is so funny because that's why everybody says I'm not a financial advisor, but and no, I'm not a trained financial advisor. However, I advise people do something to protect their wealth. And there's different ways
We're
to
more
do that.
between you, me, and Doc Michael and Angel Play and all everyone else in our community. We're the most qualified individuals out there as far as what's going on and what we can do aside from Wall Street bets themselves.
Right, because we actually take the time to see what's going on. We talk to each other about it. We check in every day. We drop. This is exactly why I'm so glad we started this Discord channel. And I say we because I am not. This is everybody. We've got our news updates and our general chat, all these things where we can bring information and then we can share it out from there or just read it and understand it. And people get overwhelmed, and I understand that it can be overwhelming, but all you have to do is just be there and read what's going on and be a part of it and glean from that. And that's a bunch of people coming together to help each other to understand something. And so that's why when somebody says, well, I'm a little afraid or I don't know if I want to do this, I'm like, well, we're here. There's several of us here, and we're not going anywhere. And we're people who love the Lord. That's exactly the other thing, as somebody pointed out in another Discord today. He's like, yours is more of a religious channel. And I said, well, I don't know that religion's the right word, but yeah, we want people to have faith in the Most High God, the one true Father, Abba, and that's first and foremost. And then the rest of that truth comes with good discernment and wisdom from Him.
Yeah, and you want to put things into perspective because as it stands at this very moment, as we're speaking right now, having a bank account with dollars in it and nothing else is just as risky, if not more risky, than having investments in basically anything else out there.
And yes, I do have raffles on the Discord, so if anybody doesn't want to jump in, which really isn't. I don't think $100 to $500, $200 to $500 is a failure if you find you don't like, if you're like, okay, I got into 7K medals and I don't want to do it anymore. I don't think that's a failure to be out $200 to $500. But a lot of people do. So whatever. I think it's a failure if you're out like 2 grand. But anyway, if you don't want to, risk your $200 to $500, that is a drop in the bucket in my opinion. You can get in on these raffles like Rockman did in the beginning. And one of we had one. I can't even afford to do this anymore, Rockman. I can't even do a 4 ounce raffle anymore. It's just like silver's going up, and I'm like, I can't do a 4 ounce raffle, or it's going to cost people $40 a spot.
Oh
But
yeah, you're gonna have to think about the margins as far as like where things worth and where things about to be worth as far as physical goes and what can be raffled out there.
right, and that's nobody's said anything, and I appreciate that nobody's saying why are your prices going up, because I think they see why the prices are going up. Silver's been kind of steadily going up. Now it's jumping up, and I'm like, I think I have to hold off on these raffles maybe for a minute and see what happens. I don't know, but you can win at a low price, and it's fun. I only do it because it gets silver into people's hands, and I use that money that I earn from the raffles to buy more silver. So I'm telling you though, my stash is getting low. I need to buy one of those tubes tomorrow.
The cost of membership to 7K is about to get dwarfed by the cost of an ounce of silver.
Totally, totally. Exactly. That's why I said if you look at my Sound Money wallet, I just by putting my silver in a vault, and that would have happened if I had it physical. By the way, there's no difference. The silver that I bought at this price would have been worth more today, whether it was in this vault or not. The cool thing is I just get to see it in digital numbers here. What happened? That it went up $550 from yesterday. I mean, that's phenomenal. How I didn't do anything. I didn't buy anything more. It just and that's fun to watch. So all the silver that I own now that I bought at $14 an ounce, geez, I mean, it's $40 an ounce. I can't do the math, but it's gone. I mean, that's a significant increase. But it's okay that people didn't get in and buy it at $14 an ounce because it, I say you could buy it at the best price, you can buy it at the worst price, but you're still getting gold and silver, and that's the real money.
I need to think about actually taking advantage of the 7K's vault because now that my stash is about to, skyrocket, maybe having it on me isn't the best idea anymore.
Right?
Who knows? We'll see.
If you don't have a safe, so I have a safe, but I also keep some at the house that I like to show people. So if I'm going to go meet with somebody, I have something I can take with and go check out this one. This one's really cool. But it still makes me uncomfortable, right? So I have a safe that's not in my house, and then there's the vault for 7K metals. And so a lot of people they don't want to hold it in their house. And Mike Maloney talks about that. He keeps stuff in a vault, but he probably pays $15 to $25 a month for his vault, or he gets a deal because he works in the business. He's Mike Maloney, so maybe he
Oh,
doesn't. But go ahead. Yeah.
you just reminded me. I was we're all watching Mike Malone's video earlier, I'm sure.
Mm.
But I was skimming through the comments like I always do, and I recognized the lingo and the way the Wall Street bets guys actually talk to each other, and they were all up in that comment section, and they were sharing information with each other in that very video. So
Right.
I recommend everyone to go back and take another look at that video, take a
Yeah,
look at those comments.
if you don't know where it is, we've posted it about 3 times. I posted it in the general chat, but the general chat moves pretty fast. So here it is. It's the Silver Squeeze Eat My Shorts with Mike Maloney. Mike Maloney is a wealth of information for years. I have been watching his stuff since I was introduced to it 4 years ago. So he's always a wealth of information, but this is probably the best rundown of information because he goes through it all. He goes through the Reddit stuff, then he goes through what they're looking at with silver, and the whole. I mean, this is one of the first episodes in a while where the whole thing was very informational and educational for me, where I'm like, okay, this is great, this sounds good. So that would make sense that these guys would go and talk to each other in the chat. That would be interesting, not the chat, the comments. That would be interesting to go see and comment on ourselves. Drop your links, guys. Go over there and drop your links. Get some people to check out. I've been doing that on Facebook all day. In fact, I had a guy kind of get irritated with me. He's like, "I don't know you or your business. Why are you dropping this on my thread?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know because I saw you guys looking for silver and we have some. So buy it or don't."
Is that simple? It's that simple.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I can trust your company. I said, well, you can click on the link and see that we're selling silver. I mean, that's all you need to know, right? We got silver for sale. But anyway, anything we didn't touch on that you wanted to bring up, or anything we didn't get to, or any last comments you want to make?
Not at all, really. Other than there's absolutely. I just want to say once again, there's absolutely no reason to be depressed or be sad or angry or anything like that because none of that stuff matters anymore. None. Like we're in charge of our own lives and we can do whatever
Amen.
we want. And anything that they say or do doesn't matter. It's not mattering anymore, more and more, day by day.
And amen to that. You are so right. And that is, again, I agree with you, and I'm glad you said it. You said it better than I have. I've just been saying this is a way to get out from under the government's thumb, but instead I found myself even getting down and frustrated, and like you said, black pilled, because I get so frustrated. But you're right. Really, we have the upper hand because we've been doing this. We've been noticing the truth, but not just doing that, getting into gold and silver. A lot of people say, well, when crap hits the fan, you're going to need stocked food and water and those things. And I say, yep, do that too. Do what you can. But the best first step has always been, in my opinion, buying some gold and silver because it's led me to all the other things I've started to do, all the prepping and the learning to can, and all the other stuff. If I'm able to do it, this is what started it. This kick started all of it.
And I guess I'll say one more thing because there's talk about Donald Trump trying to run for 2024 or whatever. And I just want to say that's too bad because I already announced my campaign. I'm already running, so
I'm voting for
he's my
you.
opponent. He's my
Yeah,
opponent, so I need to take care of him. I need to beat him.
I
Simple as
ran
that.
I ran during the midterms, but nobody voted for me, so I decided not to run for the presidency. But yeah, I think I posted a picture or something way back. I was still living in my parents' house, so it's been a few years. But I posted a picture of me with a sign that said "Vote for me for president," but it was the midterms, so it was bad timing. But I'm voting for Rockman for sure.
Yeah, it's too bad. I don't want to crush MAGA or anything, but I'll definitely take into consideration for my own policies.
I think you should, and I'm voting for you. You've got my vote no matter what. It's just you've got my vote, whatever you're doing. So that we've gotten good information out to the people. You've done your due diligence of research and you've brought it to the table, and we appreciate you for that. I'm glad we could go live. If you find that you're getting a lot more information, because I think is going to be a busy week. I'll tell you, I love Ben's, and yes, Ben's, I'll get to that video you dropped. But he asked me if I watched it yet, a video he wanted us to watch, and I've been talking to people all day about crypto and gold and silver. It's been that busy of a day, so this might be a busy week. And so if you get more information, and you want to share it, let's do this again, or definitely link us to your channel so we can go see what you're talking about.
Definitely, definitely. I haven't uploaded a video in so long, so I need to get on that.
All
This
right,
was
well,
fun. I had a lot of fun talking about all this with you.
yeah, in the meantime, this is fun because you have somebody you can banter with back and forth. I find when I just go live by myself, I just start rambling. I just don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just like, so anyway, yeah, cool. Gold and silver, crypto. All right, I better go now. I don't know what else to say. It's always better when you have somebody. So as the week goes on and gets busy, let's keep dropping that information in the Discord, and maybe we'll go live a couple more times or whatever you want to do. I'm willing. This is the fun part. This is the fun part. This is where we get to see the results of the fruits of what we've been doing. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
All right, with that, I'll let you get on with your evening, and I'll see you in the Discord. Thanks for being here, Rockman. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, you too. Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone for listening. Have a good night.
Okay, see you guys in the Discord. Peace.
Peace.
Angels left their first estate to cohabitate with women in the days before the flood. And one of the things that they did was they taught mankind enchantments and root cuttings, this drug-related sorcery, the kind of things that you associate or connotate with classical witchcraft.
In every civilization, in every ancient culture, they have practiced divination. In every country and nation, humans have tried to reach the other side through meditation. Rituals and incantations, astral projection, altered state communications, some induce hallucinations, distort perceptions, ingesting mushrooms, psilocybin, salvia, ayahuasca, DMT, the cutting of roots, the pharmakia, sorcery and shamanism, psychics with visions, channeling beings to possess them. They interact through invitation, spirits and demons who are familiar to the victims, entering those who don't resist them through open doorways, connections from other dark dimensions. They fabricate apparitions based on expectations to people open to suggestion, a hocus pocus fascination, presenting false illuminations with one motivation: to present an imitation, an altered explanation, poisonous intoxication. The serpent's venom's like a weapon that can change you, mutate, to always keep you guessing. 1/3 of the angels fell, good versus evil, heaven and hell. And now we're caught in the battle between the night and the darkness in places unseen. 1/3 of the angels fell, good versus evil, heaven and hell. And now we're caught in the battle between the night and the darkness in places unseen. Since the beginning, their plan never changes, but they adapt to the beliefs of the ages. In every culture and race, see their traces, erased all their origins, lost in the mazes of time. All these places aligned with the similar tactics, interactions with mass-faced malevolent beings, creeping in with enchantments while seeming benevolent, teaching advancements to men with their origins evil in nature. This dangerous behavior enforced human labor, strung by the fingers, the strings of the puppeteer, pulling the leaders, led by the king of fear. Follow procedure, the spread of their greed, feed sneaky creatures deeper and deeper. Wolves among sheep that make signs offer wonders for wicked, adulterous generations who seek for a secret and reap what they sow as their sorcerers conjure elixirs, and spirits who speak through their sages and soothsayers, mystics and wizards and pastors. Leaders pour poison down throats of their listeners, twisting through words in their messages, offering counterfeits, magically turning their staffs into serpents, worshipping false gods on purpose. 1/3 of the angels fell, good versus evil, heaven and hell. And now we're caught in the battle between the night and the darkness in places unseen. 1/3 of the angels fell, good versus evil, heaven and hell. And now we're caught in the battle between the night and the darkness in places unseen.
There was an effort made by the dark forces to take the initiative to contact mankind and to introduce them and teach them these techniques.